overhead squat, I want you to practice quite a bit with the PVC before you add any sort of load overhead. What I want you to do is to go through some checkpoints. Get your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Hands are going to be wide overhead. And as you stand there and lower the PVC, it should just skim the back of your head. So I know then that it's going to be over the center of my foot whenever I squat. So you're going to press up on the bar, and you're going to think of trying to pull the bar apart. And by doing that, that's going to help to keep your armpits forward and to keep your shoulder from going into internal rotation as you squat down. It'll make more sense here in a second. So the first drill I want you to do, and you're going to do 5 reps of this, is we're going to get in your stance, and we're going to make sure that the movement is initiated with your hips, not your knees. We want it to be hips first, not knees first. So all we're going to do, press up on that bar, pull it apart, push the hips back, and stand. We're going to do 5 of these. From here, you're going to lower yourself down a couple more inches. So we're going to hips back, lower down, stand, hips back, lower down. As I'm lowering down, I'm pressing my knees out, keeping that torque in my hips. So hips back, lower down, push the knees out. If I feel like at any point that I'm starting to hinge forward or cave in, I'm going to hold that spot, readjust, fix those problem areas, and then stand back up. So you're going to continue to go a couple more inches lower from the spot you last were. So after you've done 5 reps of that, and then 5 reps just a little bit lower, you're going to do 5 more reps about 3/4 of the way. Again, fixing any issues along the way until we get into the full squat. Next, I want you to go to the rig, and we're going to do a really good drill that's going to give you feedback. A lot of times in the overhead squat, I see people get to here, and then they reach a point where they have very limited thoracic mobility, and they come forward. And this literally is what I see with several people. Alright? So, this drill is going to help if you have that issue. So you're going to stand inside the rack, make contact PVC to the rig, and we're going to sit tall and squat down. And if you feel like this is going to throw you back, or you can't keep your positioning, or your knees cave in, or whatever, again, we're going to pause, push those knees out, and stand. If this is too much, you're going to move your feet back literally about 1 inch. Press up on the bar, pull it apart, and go from here. So this rig is going to give you the feedback as to whether or not you're leaning too far forward in your overhead squat. It's really going to test your shoulder mobility. It's really going to test your thoracic mobility. But I want you to spend a lot of time on these drills before you do anything overhead. And if this is really hard or it's not working, then I don't want you to add weight this week.